You want to know how to become the CEO of your life? I'll ask you to think about how many years you've wasted doing the things you are not good at and doing the things that you do not enjoy doing. I know for me, I am sick of doing those things that I'm genuinely are not good at and that I do not enjoy doing. It wasn't until my grown age, just recently, where the light bulb clicked on. The light bulb clicked on and it pushed me to create this video because we need to learn how to become the CEOs of our own life. So talk to me, Terry. How do we become the CEO of our own life? This video is specifically for individuals that currently are working at a job that you have key performance indicators, or i.e. metrics. If I had to give this video an alternative title or a theme, I would say get somebody else to do it. What? Yes, get somebody else to do it. As I mentioned, it wasn't recently until the light bulb turned on for myself. If you're like me, if you're working in a job where you have key performance indicators and metrics, you more than likely also have weekly meetings. In these meetings, you go over your key metrics and your opportunity areas. You go over opportunity areas, i.e. weaknesses, right? If your meetings are anything like mine, you probably spend maybe 60 seconds on the things you've done really well. And the rest of the meeting is focused on your opportunity areas, your weaknesses. And I sat there and I thought about it, right? One, let's be honest. I like to be very honest on my platform. A pet peeve of mine, one, are routine meetings. I absolutely despise a meeting that is just routine and it really doesn't feel like it serves a purpose. I don't like it. Like this video if you're like me. Like this video. I know I have my people out there that are like, gosh, routine meetings just make me cringe. Like this could have been sent in an email. But let's reel it back in. This isn't what the big video is about. We want to figure out how to become the CEO of our life. Instead of going back to the weekly meetings, I had this aha moment, right? I was thinking, I said, instead of us or instead of jobs, particularly highlighting our weaknesses, right? Our opportunity areas, why is it that we don't focus on our strengths? Why can't employees do the job based on what their strengths are, right? Because what my strengths are, maybe what somebody's weaknesses are, and vice versa. So we would work together as a team. But I had to realize jobs are not designed that way. Standard jobs are designed to have what you're probably also familiar with are standard operating procedures. So what is a standard operating procedure? A standard operating procedure just basically says, it doesn't matter who the employee is, based on the standard operating procedure, doesn't matter what your strengths, your weaknesses are, this is how it is expected for you to perform that particular job. There shouldn't be any clear designation between yourself or the next person. How you perform is based on those standard operating procedures. So that means as an employee, you have to fit or mold yourself into whoever created the standard operating procedures. So I sat there and I thought about it, right? I said, that word, so created the standard operating procedures. Somebody in the job had to create the standard operating procedures. But as an employee, I have to mold myself into whatever the standard operating procedures were created for me. So if we want to be CEOs, how do we become CEOs of our life? What is it that we have to do? I want you to really pay attention to this point that I'm about to say here, because it's probably the most important point of this video. Because employees must mold themselves into performing based on the standard operating procedure, that's based on whoever the creator or the owner of the business has designed. Catch this. The owner or the creator of the business that you currently work for focused on one thing. The creator or the owner of the business, in order for them to develop their business or their company to create the standard operating procedure, they had to become very specific on what is the overall vision and mission of the company, right? They focused on one thing. The person at the top of the company focused on one thing. They didn't care about the things that they weren't good at, their weaknesses. They focused on their strengths. Their strengths was the main focal point to drive the business. So, in order for us to become CEOs of our own lives, why is it that so many people, myself included, at a regular job, we are encouraged to always focus on our weakness and our opportunity areas to improve and spend time on the things that we probably naturally are not good at? That isn't how the real CEOs do it. I ask you today, what are you going to put your energy into? If we put it out there, it's very clear to see. If you're like me, my blinders were on for so many years. But as soon as I caught the aha moment, I had to take a step back and I had to say, you know what? I have to bring this to the tribe. I have to bring this to my channel for us to take a second to look at how the world operates. There are so many people that are spending valuable time thinking that it's something wrong with you, and it's absolutely nothing wrong with you. It's just that we're spending so much of our valuable time on things that we're naturally just not good at. And that's not how the big players play the game. It's time for us to play the game right. And the only way we can play the game right is if we focus on our strengths. And our ultimate strength is doing what it is that we were created to do. If we dial in and we put all our energy into the thing that we really enjoy doing, into the thing that we do very, very well, we have the opportunity to then create a life to live on our own terms. We then put ourselves in a position to then what? Create a standard operating procedure. You know, the neat thing that will happen when we focus on one thing, it puts us in a position to get somebody else to do it. At that point, we are able to utilize the big old buzzword, which is delegation. All delegation is saying you get to say, hey, this is a weakness. I get to hire somebody to do this for me. Hey, I don't like doing this. I get to get somebody else to do this for me. And it's absolutely okay. We shouldn't feel like we have the responsibility of taking on different tasks and assuming those weaknesses and say, oh, I just have to improve on this. I have to really focus on this. I have to get better in this area. Absolutely not. So what do we know? If you got this far in the video, we know that there's a clear separation between the two. There's a clear separation in how the creators and the owners of the business operate compared to the actual employees of the business. You have to make the decision what side of the fence you want to be on. It's absolutely nothing wrong if you enjoy, being an employee. That's absolutely okay. This video isn't to condemn anybody that genuinely enjoys what they do. If you genuinely enjoy what you do, absolutely continue doing what you love. This is a video for people that feel like they want to take more charge of their life. They want to become the CEO of their lives, and they feel like you feel like you've been wasting too much of your valuable time focusing on the things that you just are not good at. Stop that today. On my platform, I'm so passionate about helping believers do what it is that you were created to do. And the reason why I'm so passionate about helping believers do what it is that you were created to do by identifying your purpose that was placed inside of you, because that is your ultimate strength. And your ultimate strength will lead you to the ultimate reward in life. Achieve the greatest level of happiness and to leave your mark on the world. If you don't take anything else from this video, I would encourage you to identify what that is and then begin working in that, as I'm doing right now. One of my strengths is telling people that they were created for a purpose. How do I do that? I do that by making YouTube videos. As you see me right now, I'm recording a YouTube video. I'm showing up. And that's what you need to do. In order to become the CEO of your life, you must show up for yourself. Do I still have a job? Yes, I do. I'm actually recording this video before I clock into work at 10 a.m. I want to become the CEO over my life. In order to do that, I have to make myself a priority. I have to make my business a priority before I make somebody else's business a priority. Okay? I hope you did not miss what I said. I'll share a personal story with you. So it wasn't until recently, right? Recently, I discovered that multitasking is just not for Terry. When I tell you, I made a video about this, a previous video about this as well. So in my current role, I realize multitasking is just not for me. And it makes my mind, it makes me jittery. It provides more anxiety when I'm doing multiple things at one time. It makes my eyes start to cross. Like, I just can't do it. And go figure, I am currently in a role as an online chat agent that requires me to multitask to the 10th degree. I mean, doing multiple things at once. Now, don't get me wrong, I get it done, but it's just nothing that I feel like I'm naturally good at, being a multitasker. Like, I like to set things to the finish line before I do multiple things at once. That is what led me to this video, because I felt so uncomfortable. I felt like, dang, what is wrong with me? But I realized nothing is wrong with me. Multitasking must just may be a weakness of mine. But if I focus on my strengths, right? Focus on showing up for my people, showing up for my tribe, continue to be consistent with putting out content, continue to do the things that I'm naturally good at, and focusing on my strengths, one day I'm gonna be able to get somebody else to do it. If you enjoyed this video, I would much appreciate it for you to give it a thumbs up. Also drop a comment as well. Let me know how you plan on becoming the CEO of your own life so we can get somebody else to do it, right? Most importantly, if you made it this far, that means that you like me, and I absolutely like you as well. I appreciate you for being here. So consider subscribing to the channel. Subscribe to the channel so you can join the Terry Shower Catching a Major Vibe, y'all, because we'll be coming back with another video. Let's go.